Hi everyone! I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a while now, and I figured why not start this channel off with something that I have like a pretty decent amount of knowledge about. Okay, so when I was in high school, I was in cross country and track. I was in cross country for all 4 years of high school, and I was in track sophomore, junior, and senior year. I ran all of high school, and I'm someone who didn't like high school, who hated running, never thought of myself as like sporty or anything. You can see that I'm pretty chubby, I'm pretty big, but running and like cross country and track just made me feel so good about myself. And in 4 years, you pick up a lot of knowledge. Even though I haven't ran like 5-6 miles a day since I was a senior in high school, um, I still gather like a pretty decent amount of knowledge about running, and I'm going to share some running hacks and tips with you. So let's start. Number one, preventing chafing. I know like it's mainly girls who have like problems with like chafing in between their thighs. To prevent chafing, you can put deodorant on your thighs. Make sure it's not too like up there. Keep it where like the thighs touch so that they glide off of each other. That's like a good alternative for the actual like chafing rub thing. I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I would always just use deodorant just because it was easier to have. I would just bring it with me in my gym bag and then put it in between my thighs before I started a race or started practice. So it's like a really good tip to keep it from chafing, because then it'll irritate you, and then it's awful to run when you're chafing. Okay, tip number two, bring extra wipes to meets. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to a cross country or track meet and I've gone to the bathroom and there's no toilet paper, or there's like napkins there. I remember one time I walked into a bathroom after a race and there were Subway napkins where the toilet paper should have been. I looked at my gym bag, and lucky for me, I remembered to pack my little bag of wipies. So I have like baby wipes in there. So I did my business, and it's just really handy to have extra wipes in your bag. Good for using the bathroom at races, and good for, like cleaning yourself up if you don't want to like smell too bad. Next tip, never drink cold water before you run, because then your body will try to work too hard to warm up the water, and then it'll cause cramps. Lukewarm water when you're exercising or before you go out on a run, it's better because then it's already like close to the body temperature, like if that makes any sense. So then your body doesn't have to work extra hard to warm it up. Highly would not suggest cold water before a race, because the cramps are awful. Like, you feel like you're getting stabbed in the side. It's terrible. Tip number 5, find specific shoes that work for you and not whatever's popular or trendy. Like, I remember I used to use Nikes, but the Nike shoes were just not good for me because I have flat feet. It wasn't supporting the arch that I needed, because I don't have a natural arch in my feet. Like, they're just naturally flat. So I know for like all my other flat-footed runners, you do need a shoe with a good arch and good arch support, especially for cross country. We're running on all different kinds of terrains. We're running on, like I ran on sand one time. Sometimes you run in the hills, you run on grass, you run on pavement, and then all that impact, especially on flat feet, it hurts and it slows you down, and it ends up hurting like your knees and like your joints, and it's just awful. So I use the Brooks GTS 17 or 15, I forgot. But I use the Brooks GTS shoes because they're like, the shoe's like this thick, the sole. So it's like a lot of support, a lot of good arch support, and it just helps me run. It doesn't make my feet or my joints hurt as much. It gives you a lot of support. So find the shoes that work for you and work for whatever you're doing, whether you're just running or jogging for fun, or if you're a cross-country runner. Just find shoes that work for you and not whatever you see like in the commercials or whatever is popular, because more than likely they're not going to work for you. They're mostly for show, mostly for just walking around, just for looking cute. So find what works for you, find what works for your body. Tip number, I don't even know. I lost track. Oh, so this was my favorite thing to eat before a run. My cross country coach actually suggested me this. I would get toast and then put peanut butter all over it, slice up a banana, like half a banana, and then I would put honey and cinnamon on it, just one slice of toast, and then I would eat that, and then I would be good to go for the run because the honey gives you a good amount of sugar, and it's natural sugar, so it'll take you pretty far. I mean, I will admit the first time I ate it, I had to poop really bad during the run because I put way too much banana on it, so that's why now I stick to half a banana because it gives me enough energy and it gives me enough in my stomach so that I'm not running on empty, because it's awful to run full and it's also awful to run empty because then your body has nothing to burn and there's nothing there and your body's just like, what the heck are you doing to me? Like, I don't know what's happening. So never run on empty. That's one of my favorite things to eat for when I go work out, when I go running. It's just really good. Another extra tip that I had in high school, I used to get an extra small meal a day. We would have like first and second period in high school, and then we would have break for like 15-20 minutes, and I would go to the little snack area and I would get like a half breakfast burrito. So it's just important to make sure that your body's getting enough of the fuel that it needs to work out and to run. Just make sure that you're listening to your body. If you're hungry, you need to go eat because your body is burning so much that you need something to put back into it, you need to feed your body. So listen to your body. If you need an extra meal, go get that extra meal. Make sure that it's something that's going to fill you. Make sure that you're not just eating like empty calories. It has to be something that's going to be beneficial for your body. Another tip is make a running playlist that you can breathe to. I know that sounds weird, but I cannot run to classical music. I like listening to it when I study, but I noticed that when I listen to like faster paced music, my body will try to match the breathing pattern. It's weird. So if you can find something that matches your breathing pattern when you're running, like that's great. Like I have a running playlist on Spotify that I made the summer before my senior year or so. And it has like a lot of like upbeat music. It has like a Demi Lovato, Paramore, One Direction. It has like pretty like upbeat music. Something that was like easy to match my breathing to. So make sure that it's nothing too slow. Make sure that it's something that will motivate you, something that will get you in the running mood, something that you can kind of match your breathing pattern to. Another tip is to hydrate fully by the night before a race. It's awful to run a race when you're so dehydrated. Like you feel like you're gonna die. I'm not even kidding. You feel like there's like nothing in you. So it's important that if you have a race on Friday, to be fully hydrated by that Thursday morning. So you have to be have your 8 to 10 bottles of water. I don't know, however much that your body needs. Make sure that you're fully hydrated. And when I say fully hydrated, I mean that your pee is light yellow or clear. And when you drink enough water the day before, your body still has that water in its system during the race. Get a full night's sleep 2 nights before a race. So I had a coach who told me about this because I don't know if any of you guys ran Mount Sac. Mount Sac, I had it on a Friday, and my coach told me, okay, by Wednesday and Thursday night should be your best nights of sleep. But Wednesday night sleep should be better than the Thursday night sleep because then your body will have time to prep for all the trauma, basically, that it's going to go through. So make sure that you get a good sleeping schedule. Make sure that you let your body heal. Make sure that you let your body prep for what you're about to do. Oh, another really nice tip that I got my freshman year from my head coach was to save your running bibs and record the times on them. So I still have some in a box. And you know what? Let me go grab them. I have all these bibs from when I was in high school cross country. So I don't have all of them because I think it was like the middle of my freshman year season when I started to save them. So I think I missed like the first like 2 or 3 bibs. But this is my high school career right here. And it's really nice to look back on them and just look at your times, look at the places that you've been, the places that you've ran. Like, I was running Mount Sac when it used to be sponsored by Puma. And now it's sponsored by Brooks. I think it's still sponsored by Brooks. I don't even know. A lot of good stuff here. And then on my last race ever, my teammates, well, some of them, whoever like had the time, we signed each other's bibs. And you know, it's really nice to have these memories, because honestly, cross country was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, if you're debating joining cross country, I definitely think that you should. It is so much fun. Oh my god, I'm getting sentimental just looking at this. This is amazing. Like, I'm seeing like all my old times, seeing the location, the date. I even have my bows, because my team used to make bows for the girls. So I still have my bows. They're like kind of ugly, but I still have that. So a good tip is to just save your running bibs, write the date, and write the time that you got. I know now they started doing like the chips that they put on your shoe. Sometimes they let you keep that. So if you can, keep it, put it in a box, save it somewhere. If you can write on it, then write your time. I don't know if you can. It was good to keep them, keep track of your time, keep track of your PRs. I know my PR for the 3 mile was it was not that great. It was 27 minutes and 23 seconds. It wasn't that great. I got it on an injured thigh that I thought was an injured knee. And I took off a whole minute off my time that day, and I came out limping, and everyone was so proud of me. I was just like, oh my god, like, thank you. So it's really good to just look at your progress and see where you're at. It's amazing. Another tip that I have is just like for self-care. If you have a blister, put a Band-Aid over it and make sure that you have your sock covering it. Have a sock that covers it just so that nothing interferes with it and it has time to heal. Make sure that you let the blister air out after a race, just so that it has time to dry and heal. I know that sounds disgusting, but you have to get used to it. If you want to be a cross-country runner, you're going to get kind of nasty. Deal with it. Oh, another basic tip is just try to avoid soda. I tried to limit myself. I only ever had soda like when we would go out to eat, like at Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out, you know, just because you're relaxing. But I did try to avoid soda during cross-country and track season especially. Substitute it with water. You can have juice or whatever if you crave something like sugary. Just try to avoid the soda because it doesn't do anything good for your body. Another tip that I got, I started working out with my cross-country team like my sophomore year when they finally decided to integrate like the weight room. Don't skip the weight room. Don't be scared of building muscle, because cardio equals fat loss and weightlifting equals muscles, and muscles equal faster pumping and stronger legs, so you'll run faster, you'll run farther. And in the event that you need to elbow somebody to get to the finish line, you'll be strong. I actually did that before. Oh, it's good to bring like $15-$20 for a t-shirt when you go to your cross-country invitationals, because most of the time they will have t-shirts. They're just really nice things to remember from cross-country. My last tip is a way to take care of your feet, because your feet go through so much damage when you're in cross-country. It's very common for cross-country runners to lose toenails. I personally never did, but that's because I took care of my feet. I made sure that I clipped my toenails, and, you know, when you get blisters, it's good to just put moisturizer on your feet, you know, get some rest and relaxation, put a sock over it just to let it absorb the moisturizer, and then let the blister dry. So just make sure to take care of your feet, take care of yourself in general, drink water. I hope that these tips helped, and if you're considering doing cross country, I hope that you'll take these tips to heart and enjoy your season. Bye!